Okay, I'm at Barrow Hall, and this is Charmian Baker, who's the Council's Planning and Conservation Officer, who leads on conservation and heritage work for Hillingdon Council. This morning we've had a seminar about how we protect the heritage in Hayes and Harlington. Charmian, tell me about the Council's work at the moment on this issue.
Well, the Council's been reviewing their local list of locally interesting historic buildings, and as part of that we've asked local people from Hayes and also elsewhere in the borough to write in with their suggestions. We've been going through those, and we've come here today to just update people on what was suggested and what is likely to be included and what perhaps doesn't meet the eligibility criteria. What
will this do to protect the local heritage sites?
Well, it will provide a marker, really, so that these buildings are actually recognised as being on the local list, which will be adopted formally by the council with a lot of input from local residents. And as locally listed buildings, this will be a material consideration when dealing with planning applications that affect those buildings.
Narita, you've been really heavily involved in compiling the list and receiving information from local people. How do people participate in this exercise?
I think the kind of response that we received during the pre-consultation stage was very, very good. I mean, it was very positive. People were very supportive. And some of the buildings that we did receive were very high quality buildings, and we were ourselves quite nicely surprised by the response that we received. We are going to go for another consultation stage, which would be a borough-wide consultation open to everyone living in the borough or outside the borough, and we would be expecting them to send similar buildings, and if they think that they are eligible to be put in the local list, to send them to us with enough information, photographs, maps, any historic information that they can give to us, so that it is easier for us to research that building, and we will assess them accordingly.
So if people think there's a building of interest, archaeological, historical, heritage interest, they send information to you, and the council will then assess that. Yeah?
Yes.
What will that then do?
It will give them a certain recognition, and obviously we'll have to adopt the formal list, and after the adoption, as per the policies contained within the development plan, it will give them some sort of protection towards planning applications, alterations, extensions, etc.
What we've also done, Charmian, this morning, we've got a team of volunteers now who want to set up a area conservation panel for Hayes and Harlington. How will that work?
Well, these panels are actually very important in really sort of galvanising local interest and allowing people to respond to planning applications in a formal consultation way. We're asking people to form this panel from, perhaps some will be professionals, surveyors, planners, architects, some will be local residents who are members of residents associations perhaps, or history groups, and they will be asked to comment on the planning applications arising in their areas. There's also an opportunity for the chairman to sit on the conservation forum of the council and for representation at planning committees. But far more than this, local people are able then to use this panel to bring forward ideas of their own for potential designations of conservation areas perhaps, or to just advise the council that something is happening that they weren't aware of, bring things to the council's attention. And also, for its part, the council are able to use the panel as a consultative body for any proposals that are coming up in their area.
That's fantastic. Thanks for both of you for what you do in preserving our local heritage. We're in Barrow Hall, which is a classic example of how a local community can come together and protect a building that was under threat for a period of time, and now it's become a valuable community resource as a Sure Start Centre and a community resource centre.